Say if it's a businessman and he's in the community and he's selling the community out, how do you deal with him?
Well, you get with your other businessmen, the one that put him in there, and deal with them.
Okay.
And see can you get them to work with you.
Okay. Do you see hope for the black people of this society?
For the South?
For everywhere. Just blacks, period. Is there hope for us? Are we on the move forward, or are we spinning our wheels?
Well, we're spinning our wheels right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I always said and I always thought you have to plant a grain of corn for it to make a ear, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And it had to re-erect itself before it didn't make a ear.
Yes, sir.
It got to sprout before he didn't make another ear corn. But sometime that one grain of corn will bring you 6 or 7 years out of one grain.
Okay. So how does that apply to our growth and development as human beings now? What do you see in that?
Where I see that right now, you got you taking my community. I'm in Rehoboth Baptist Church and Rehoboth Lodge. We reach about 15, 20 miles territory.
Okay.
Then when you see a thing coming up and they ain't gonna work right, here come Victoria now.
You got to tell it, huh?
Yeah. When you see a thing working up, then it's time to stop it then.
Okay. How can we best help Obama, President Obama? What's the best thing for black people to do to help President Barack Obama?
Is stop working against him and go to working for him.
How do we do that?
Huh?
How do we do that?
When we put him in office, it was a majority, overwhelming, voted for him.
Mm-hmm.
And some of his own folks, even Brother Jesse Jackson,
Okay.
he went against him and stood up and then cried. What was he crying? What do you think he cried?
I'm not sure. What's your opinion?
Huh?
I don't know. What do you think?
One thing about it, when anybody know he done wrong, know he done wrong, and ain't nothing else to do him but just come out and just tell the truth about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Jesse done.
That's what he had to do.
Yeah.
Well, God had something to do with that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he has something to do with that.
Let me tell you, I got 2 more minutes here. I want you to tell me, if you had your life to do all over again, what would you do differently?
If I had my right to do all over again,
Yes, sir. What would you do differently?
what would I do different from what I'm doing now?
From what you've done all your life?
What I done from from my boyhood on up until now.
Let's take manhood on up.
Yeah, on up to now. What I see some changes I could have done.
What would you have done differently?
Huh?
What would you have done differently?
Well, I see a whole lot of little things I could have done different. I made some mistakes back there. All of mine wasn't truthful, but I tried my best to do the best I could.
Okay. And for that you have been blessed, because you have been living how many years?
Soon we'll be 93 years.
93 years old.
Yeah.
Now that's a serious blessing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Well, I feel like the Lord have blessed me through many things. I could have been cut down a long time ago.
There's a song out there says that if God does nothing else for me, he's done enough. Is that a decent song, you think? Does it have a good message?
Yeah, that's a good song. If it hadn't been for the Lord, I'd have been gone on a long time ago. I'd have been done left this planet a long time ago if it hadn't been for the Lord.
I want to thank you for the good that you've done. I want to thank you for being around this long to impact this earth. And I want to thank you even more for agreeing to do this interview. I do love and respect you for doing it, and thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you.